Hello everyone, my name is Noah Land and today we are going to discuss the technology survey results that I gained through a survey questionnaire provided to a group of my colleagues. Now, just some background information on the survey before we dive into some of the specifics. A survey questionnaire was provided to 10 members of the Beaver Local Middle School staff, which is the district in which I work. Grade level and content areas taught by respondents are listed on the slide that you currently see up on the screen. As you can see, there are a wide variety of content areas taught by these teachers. We have math teachers, science teachers, English language arts teachers, history teacher, and intervention specialists that participated in this survey. Now, the respondents of this survey, they answered 8 different questions regarding various aspects of technology in the classroom. We are going to look at the questions themselves, the way that the respondents answered the questions as part of the survey, and the explanations that they provided to support their responses. Now, for question number 1, the question was, do you view digital literacy as an essential skill for students to possess in the 21st century classroom? And I asked the respondents to explain. As you can see in the pie chart that is at the bottom of this slide, the question number 1 results were overwhelmingly yes. They do view digital literacy as an important skill set for students to possess in the 21st century classroom. As mentioned before, all respondents did say yes, and the most common theme behind the explanations was that children today have seemingly endless technology access, and they must understand how to use it properly, a huge part of digital literacy. The importance of students' ability to decipher reliable information and misinformation on the internet was also commonly mentioned amongst the responses provided by my colleagues. For question number 2, the question was, would you consider technology as a resource in the classroom that effectively enhances student learning in your classroom? Explain. Now, for this pie chart, I broke it up into 2 categories. The 2 categories are yes and yes, but there are some concerns expressed. Okay, so it's not a yes or no, it's yes and yes, but they expressed concerns. A little more detail on the explanations here. All 10 respondents indicated that they believe technology does enhance student learning in some capacity. Like I said, it was yes versus yes, but with some concerns. Ways in technology enhances learning. These are some commonly mentioned ideas. First of all, it provides students with learning experiences that are not otherwise possible. Virtual reality was brought up as an example, redefining the learning experiences for students in the classroom through technology. We also have easier opportunities for collaboration and promotion of creativity. Some of the concerns that were brought up. Now, a few teachers did bring up concerns. You can see that 30% of the respondents, 3 respondents, brought up concerns. Those concerns were academic misconduct. AI was specifically mentioned several times, students using AI to complete their assignments and things of that nature. Online distractions were also brought up, including YouTube, Roblox, and other online games. Question number 3. Have you used technology to promote student learning through discovery, using internet research, virtual manipulatives, or multimedia resources, for example, in your classroom? If so, please provide specific examples. Now, up on the screen here, it is a yes or no for the pie chart that you see. You can see that still a majority of the respondents responded yes. 80% of the respondents responded yes, 20% responded no. Here are some of the explanations for both sides. Those that responded yes mentioned the use of online resources to encourage students to engage in discovery-based learning and answer questions that were posed. The 2 7th grade ELA teachers who responded used self-paced learning in their classrooms, in which students provided online resources and multimedia to further their own learning, driving the learning process themselves. VR use was also mentioned for study of the Civil War as well in 8th grade history, and it was also mentioned that it was used for various 8th grade math concepts to be taught. When it comes to the respondents that answered no, both the 7th and 8th grade science teachers explained that most of their discovery-based learning activities were actually hands-on experiments that did not include the use of technology, which is the discrepancy there. Moving on to question number 4. Question: Have you used technology in your classroom to task students with creating or designing a product that demonstrates their knowledge and understanding of a concept? If so, please provide specific examples. This was split 50-50. Okay, 5 respondents indicated that they did in fact use technology to have students create products that demonstrated their knowledge, while the other half, the other 5 respondents, indicated that they did not. Now, when it comes to those who indicated that yes, they do use technology for students to create something, a product to demonstrate their knowledge, some of those specific examples include creation of podcasts and advertisements for 7th grade ELA, creation of the Biome project through Google Slides for 7th grade science, and creation of songs to explain literary details for 8th grade ELA. Now, those that responded no, they did present a common idea throughout most of the responses. The common theme that was mentioned was that technology was primarily used as a source of information, more so looking at it from the discovery aspect than using it to create a product that demonstrates knowledge. Moving on to question number 5. The question, has technology been used in your classroom to promote students' creativity and critical thinking skills? Please provide specific examples. All 10 respondents said yes to this question. Now we are going to look at some of the common ideas that were provided, some of the common examples that were provided. First of all, students are tasked with using online resources to find the information needed to solve a problem or answer a question that is posed. Students create various products using the technology, kind of building off of the last question that we discussed, whether that product is podcasts, advertisements, songs, Google Slide presentations. They're doing so, creating those products to demonstrate their knowledge in a creative manner. Technology is also being used to open students to new learning experiences, redefining the learning in the classroom through things like VR. Now, once again, there were concerns expressed when it comes to the overabundance of technology, specifically when it comes to critical thinking skills and creativity. There is concern among some of the respondents that the overabundance of technology is creating a situation where students are looking for immediate satisfaction by looking up an answer and having it immediately provided to them. They're not so willing to engage in the critical thinking process or in creativity to demonstrate their knowledge, since they can have it right at their fingertips. Question number 6 looks at another critical 21st century skill that students must master in the classroom and translate to the work environment, which is collaboration. The question on this topic is technology a tool that can be used to promote effective collaboration among students in your classroom? Please explain why or why not. Once again, just like the previous question, all respondents indicated that yes, technology can be used to increase collaboration amongst students. Now, a common theme for the explanations provided is that Beaver Local is a school district centered around Google Apps. All students are provided with a Gmail account. They are all given a Google account, and they have access to the variety of apps that Google provides, whether that's Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Forms, so on and so forth. Google Classroom specifically is used to facilitate classroom activities across the district, making it easy for students to collaborate with one another. And as previously mentioned, since all students have a Google account, it makes shareable documents, slides, etc. possible among students and allows for collaborative learning to take place, especially during things like group projects. Question number 7. To provide a little bit of context here for this question, Beaver Local, all students from grades 5 through 12 have one-to-one access with iPads. We are a one-to-one district. iPads is the device that students have access to. The question in this instance was, would you consider this beneficial or harmful to student learning? Please explain your stance. Now, the pie chart that we have here is similar to the pie chart that was demonstrated for number 2's results. 70% of the respondents indicated that having one-to-one access to iPads is beneficial for student learning in the district. The other 30% also indicated that it was beneficial, but they expressed some concerns as well. It was a key separation between the two stances that I wanted to make sure was addressed. Now, if we talk about the explanations between each size, if we talk about common themes of explanations for the stance that one-to-one iPads is beneficial, we look at daily technology integration being a very commonly brought up topic. Daily technology integration is made much easier and is a very seamless process since students have access one-to-one to iPads. Classroom activities can be facilitated on one online platform, and as previously mentioned, that platform was Google Classroom. It also makes up for classroom sets of MacBooks and VR headsets not always being available. At Beaver Local, we are very fortunate that our district involves technology significantly in the classroom. We have plenty of resources. Some of those do include MacBooks and VR headsets. Now, those are one particular set per grade level, or in the case of VR headsets, for 7th and 8th grade. So it's something that has to be shared. The fact that iPads are available one-to-one to students makes it a little bit easier for technology to be consistently integrated into the classroom. Now, some of the harmful aspects that were brought up as well, some of the same ideas that were brought up before. We have a potential decline in critical thinking for students being brought up as a harmful aspect. Once again, students with technology at their fingertips at all times have the opportunity to just simply look up an answer if they are not being monitored. Students must be monitored in this situation, which was something that was brought up by the respondents who expressed that concern. Academic misconduct, the use of AI to answer questions for students, copying and pasting was also brought up as well, and distractions, YouTube, games, etc. The 8th and final question that was asked as part of this survey. Have you used technology to track student progress and inform instruction in your classroom? Would you consider technology an effective tool for those purposes? All respondents in this situation indicated yes for this question. And below is a chart of the tools mentioned by respondents used for this purpose. 7 out of the 10 respondents indicated that they used IXL. IXL is a program where you could provide supplemental materials, supplemental activities for students to complete, and you can monitor their progress, seeing how much time they spend on different concepts, and seeing what their mastery of the concepts is. Next, we have Reading Plus. Reading Plus was used by 6 of the respondents to ensure that students are able to continue improving their reading levels. It is used as a benchmark tool for the 7th grade language arts teachers specifically. They rely more on novels to improve students' reading comprehension, and they use Reading Plus as a benchmark throughout the year to note student improvement. Study Island is used by 2 of the respondents, and Wonders, a reading program that is specifically meant for K through 6 in our school district, is used by the 6th grade intervention specialist to ensure that students are working to improve their reading levels if they are not quite where they need to be. An overall takeaway from this technology survey is that technology is viewed as an important part of the classroom. However, there are some concerns as well. We keep moving forward, we keep making improvements with technology to ensure that student learning experiences are maximized and students are provided with the best possible learning experience. This particular survey, I do understand, is a very limited survey. We have 10 respondents, which is a very small body of participants. We also have 7th and 8th grade teachers being the respondents to this survey. So to get a better understanding of where technology is overall in the classroom, you need teachers who are wider spaced across different grade levels, so on and so forth. But this survey gives a great idea of where junior high, specifically teachers, stand when it comes to the topic. Thank you for your time.